everyone, it's Lighthouse Angel Messages. Today I'm here for a reading for Scorpio. We're going to see what the Divine has for you, Scorpio, and what you need to take you from zero to hero in your own life. So let's go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining me today, Scorpio. Keep in mind, if the title does resonate with you and you're not a Scorpio, this message could still be your reading. So keep that in mind. All right, Spirit, what do you have for Scorpio? In relationships, the biggest thing you must look for is consistency. Every time you forgive someone who is not being consistent with you, you are giving them permission to hurt you again. You deserve better. Scorpio, if you're in a relationship, whether it's business, friendship, or romantic relationship, and you're finding there's a lack of consistency, Spirit is telling you you deserve better. You need to move on and find the friend, the business partner, the romantic relationship that you're worthy of having, because whoever this is not for you. So it's very, very clear on that. So let's see what else Spirit has to say for you. I might get some more messages on that too. Okay. Messages for Scorpio. In any moment, I can surrender to the power presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. In any moment, I can surrender to the power of presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. They want you to surrender to the power of love. You know, love is the highest power, and that's what you're worthy of. Not somebody who's not going to be consistent with you, right? They're going to play games with you. You're worthy of something way more than that, Scorpio. So focus on staying in prayer and stillness, and through that stillness, you're going to receive the answers that you need. Okay, Scorpio, we also got number 33. You could be seeing number 33 a lot if this is your message. Cosmic Sapphire. Act with honor and integrity. Speak your truth. Okay? Maybe that's been the issue with this inconsistent person, is a lack of truth or integrity. And they don't want you to lose faith in love, right? Continue to act in your own integrity and your own truth. Don't let this person misguide you or deviate you into thinking you're not worthy of something better, because Spirit's here telling you you are. Okay? So we're going to get some more messages from the Lighthouse box, and we'll see what comes out, and I might get some more cards after that. All right, Spirit, what else does Scorpio need to help guide him through the situation? Make sure you focus on self-love. You know, if you are feeling, you know, hurt or betrayed or pain from this person that was inconsistent, you need to focus on the healing, releasing, and letting it go, because you act with honor and integrity and you speak your truth. And, you know, for a lot of people, they can't do that, you know. So know that is the power of love. That is the power of your strength, and that's beautiful. And don't let anybody take that from you. Okay? The fact that they can't do that is a sign of their own weakness, a sign of their own healing that they need to do. It takes but one positive thought when given a chance to survive and thrive, to overpower an entire army of negative thoughts. Okay, I'm going to read that again. It takes but one positive thought when given a chance to survive and thrive, to overpower an entire army of negative thoughts. You need to focus, Scorpio, on positive thinking. You know, I'm really feeling dark thoughts with this paper. You know, you need to be having an army of positive thoughts, not an army of negative thoughts. And that's all up to you. Your mindset is up to you. Your perspective is up to you. Because what you think about, you bring about. As long as you stay in these negative thoughts, guess what you're going to get? More dark, negative energy in your life. And you have to ask yourself, is that is not where you want to be, right? You want to maybe get over to honor, integrity, and speaking your truth, right? But you can't get out of your own way. So you need to change your mindset. Self-respect, self-worth, and self-love all start with self. Stop looking outside yourself for your value. Okay, and that's kind of what I was talking about just a second ago. You know, you need to work on your healing and self-love, because once the strongest power of all is being in your own power of self-love and authenticity, your own authenticity. You're standing in your honor, your integrity, being your authentic self, knowing that you have self-respect, self-worth, and self-love. There really is no higher power in that, and nor will you ever give that away. But you've got to stop looking outside yourself for your value. That value is within yourself. You know, everybody's looking outside themselves for the solutions to everything they feel like they're lacking in their life, when reality is, it's all within you. The divine gave it to you, and it's within yourself. So you need to start looking within instead of looking outside for the answers, for the things that you're searching for. Laugh with me. Genesis 21:6. Spirit wants you to invite them in and laugh with them, right? They want you to get out of these dark thoughts and start laughing again. Positive energy. You need to focus on positive energy and laughing, okay? Get out of the negative mindset and focus within. My protection and my success come from God alone. He is my refuge, a rock where no enemy can reach me. Psalm 62:7. This is what Spirit is reminding you of. That they're your protection and your success come from God alone. Okay, they focus on Him. He is your guide. He is your rock. He is your refuge. No enemy can reach you. Okay, Scorpio? But you need to focus on with looking within yourself where the divine is, to give you those answers, to give you that self-respect. Know your worth. Know your self-love. You know, you can only love others to the depth that you love yourself. And if you're always in this negative mindset, looking outside yourself for value, then you're never going to have that depth of love that you're looking for, which is really all within yourself. Change your thinking, change your life. Your thoughts create your reality. Practice positive thinking. Act the way you want to be, and soon you will be the way you act. And I'm going to repeat that end part. Act the way you want to be, and soon you will be the way you act. Okay? It's all about changing your mindset. You know, and this doesn't happen overnight, but this is a process that you need to work on every day. Making the effort every day. It's like trying to change a bad habit, you know, and it's going to feel weird and awkward at first because it's so different from what you normally do. But just if you feel uncomfortable, you're on the right path. Okay? Change is uncomfortable, but change, that uncomfortability of change, lets you know that you're on the right path. And soon as you act that way, it will soon become your reality just naturally. You won't have to try. It will just be, right? Your thinking will just be positive. And you can do that by, you know, doing daily mantras, doing affirmations. There's all kinds of ideas out there on the internet on how to change your perspective and your way of thinking from a negative mindset to a positive mindset. So do some research on that, but they're all different kinds of ways, but it's going to take effort on your part to make that change because they want you to laugh again. They want you to be positive and vibrate in a positive energy, okay? Every weakness you have is an opportunity for God to show his strength in your life. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Okay? If you're feeling that you have a weakness, God is saying, you know, focus on him and he's going to show you his strength in your life. Okay? Every weakness you have Every weakness you have is an opportunity for God to show his strength in your life. Okay? Because he is your protection. All right? Your success comes from him. He is your refuge, your rock. No enemy can reach you because he is working, he's making magic happen in your life, Scorpio. As long as you focus on him. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. Okay? This is telling me you have healing, Scorpio, that you haven't dealt with yet. If there's something, a relationship of your past or something of your childhood, any traumas that are keeping you stuck and not allowing you to move forward into a positive energy or, you know, laughing, it's because you keep rereading the last one. You need to let go and forgive. You know, forgiveness is about you. It's not about them, right? You don't need them to release this story that you keep rereading, right? You need to forgive and release so that you can get everything that God wants for you in your life, right? The presence of love. And maybe that's something you haven't experienced in your life. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass away. Okay, don't give up on your dream because the amount of time it's going to take to get there. And don't focus on the end game, right? Focus on the fact that it's a journey and it's step by step, and allow God to guide you. You know, surrender to the path. Let him guide you, you know? And when you really release and you surrender, it's effortlessly. You know, God will bring in the people, the situations, the opportunities. They will flow to you when you release control of outcomes or what you think it should look like, what your future should look like. You know, by surrendering and go with the flow, it's going to bring amazing things into your life. King of Wands. Okay, this is someone who has a lot of passion. You may be starting a passion project, or there's something that you're passionate about that you want to get started, Scorpio. And Spirit is saying you need to go for it. Whatever this might be, something you've been thinking about, it might help elevate you and bring in some positive energy into your life. Do something that makes you happy. Yeah, they really want you, that's pretty much what I just said. Whatever this passion project you may have, maybe it's been a dream of yours, it's going to make you happy. You know, it's going to make you laugh again and have positive energy and raise your vibrations, right? Get you out of this negative mindset that you're trying to break. You'll feel the passion of love inside of you because you're working on something that makes you happy. You are worthy of love. Okay, I'm really getting like somebody who maybe hasn't experienced love or didn't feel loved throughout their life, their childhood. And Spirit's telling you you're worthy of that love, right? You need to, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love. You are worthy of love. They want to make that very clear. If you had to choose only 2 qualities to get you through times of change, the first should be a sense of self-worth, and the second should be a sense of humor. Okay? They really want you to laugh. It's another, you know, it's just confirmation of what's already out here. Laughing, a sense of humor, you know, not to be so serious as you go through these changes. Be compassionate to yourself. Change is not easy. A lot of people can't do it. If you're on the path of changing, you know, going through an ascension, going through a spiritual awakening, you know, you really need to be proud of yourself, because a lot of people will turn their back to it because it's too difficult. If you've been working on that healing, again, be proud of yourself. Be compassionate, because a lot of people don't want to self-reflect, okay? But as you go through these times of change, the first should be that your sense of self-worth. Again, it's talking about self-worth again. Don't look outside yourself for your self-worth, because God has put it within yourself, right? But because your family, friends, situations made you believe it's not within you, right? Because they beat you down emotionally. But it's always been within yourself. You know, what those people, friends, family said to you to dim your light wasn't true. It was just them projecting their own issues onto you. So focus on that self-respect, self-worth, and self-love that's within you, not outside of yourself. Okay? Think about what could go right. Yeah, if you're somebody who's constantly thinking about the woulda, couldas, or, you know, what will happen if I do this, you know, the negative perspective of things, then it's just going to keep you stuck. And you're going to miss out on things that are for you, right? It's going to keep you from taking that leap of faith. It's going to keep you from not going after your goals and dreams, because you're too busy of like, well, what if this happens, right? But they really want you to think about what could go right with this, whatever it is that you're thinking about doing. Okay? Because in my opinion, this is just a sign that it's gonna go right. You know, may be thinking, oh, it's not gonna go right at all, but it is. Okay? Many people lose the small joys in the hope for the big happiness. Yeah, don't forget the small things in life. You know, you think, oh, only if I could have this one thing, if I could only have that big house, or that, you know, fancy car, or that perfect person, or that perfect job, then I will be really happy. And that's not true. Happiness is within you, right? When you have self-respect, self-worth, self-love, you're operating out of integrity and honor and authenticity, right? You could live in a shack and be happy, right? Because you believe you find the joy in your spirit guides and God and the guidance that they provide you and in the hope, right? But if you're waiting for this big thing that's going to provide you this happiness, unfortunately, you're going to be sadly disappointed, because that's not how it works, right? Some of the richest people in the world are the most unhappiest people. So, because they don't know how to find joy in their life, right? And that comes from within you, right? So, focus on the little things and not the big thing that you think is the end all, because you're going to be disappointed. Think great thoughts and you will be great. Again, it's focusing on your mindset, your perspective, and really changing your belief system about yourself, right? No longer believing or aligning with what other people told you are or lack, right? You're realizing within self-reflection that and what your self-worth is, what your self-love is for yourself, right? And changing your thoughts, changing your thought patterns. Success is a series of small things. And this is just another confirmation, right? We had something similar to this that already came out. Success is a series of small things, right? So keep moving forward. Keep focusing on the things that you want to manifest in your life. Be passionate on what makes you happy, right? And know that you're worthy of love, right? And I'm going to get you one card for this relationship that was inconsistent for you. Let's see what Spirit wants to say about that for Scorpio. And focus on, Scorpio, the biggest thing I'm seeing here is the power of love. There is no stronger power than love. Operating out of love, not ego. Ego is, when you operate out of your ego, it's you trying to protect your own wounds. So if you find that you're doing that, then you have healing work to do. Okay? When people touch your wounds, theoretically speaking, because of something they said or did, it's going to create a huge trigger out of you. And that trigger is telling you that you have something to heal. So really do that self-reflection so that you can get back into your own self-worth, self-love, self-respect, and being a powerhouse of integrity and truth, okay? You don't have to wear a mask, right? You don't have to care about what other people think about you, because it really doesn't matter. It's what you think about yourself that matters. What God thinks about you that matters. Not what other people think. That's their business, not yours. Okay. This person, Scorpio, the two cards that I'm getting in regards to this inconsistent person, I'm seeing between the lines, hidden meaning, vague, speculate, and then I'm also getting wedding, marriage, forever, the one, union, okay? Maybe you were engaged to this person, and then you could see the truth that they weren't for you, right? There was a lack of consistency here. So this is just a confirmation on this inconsistent relationship that you deserve better, right? You're worthy of real love, right? Love that you feel within your own soul. Okay? So I'm going to get you one self-care card, Scorpio, to kind of help you get some insight on how to start your self-care and focusing on yourself and know that you're worthy of love. Okay, very clear message. I'm also going to take the bottom of the deck. So the first one to come out is number 29. You could be seeing the number 29, but they want you to journal. Okay? It's time to get those hidden feelings, trauma, hurt, pain, thoughts, bring them to the surface and start writing them down, right? Maybe you want to tear them up afterwards or burn them, whatever you need to do, but you need to get them up and get them out so that you can start working on yourself and your healing journey. But journaling is what Spirit really wants you to work on, as well as number 55, a gratitude list. They want you to focus on what you're grateful for. And when I mean that, it's everything, the small things, the big things, right? You need to write a gratitude list. Because number 55, that means change. When you start focusing every day, like every day I do, I try to every day, do what I'm grateful for. You know, I do a mantra every day of everything I'm grateful for in my life, right? Because that's what you want to attract more of, right? You're telling the universe, you're telling God that I'm grateful for what I have, so you can bring me more of that, right? So focus on journaling, focusing on a gratitude list. Do that for the next 30 days and see what a difference you're going to feel about your environment, feel about yourself internally, and how it increases your connection with the divine. Okay, Scorpio? I hope this message resonates for you, Scorpio. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I hope this given you some guidance onto your path. And I wish you so much love and light. Thank you, Scorpio.